Y'all come on in. Can you guys feel that energy? They're spraying, poisoning our food, poisoning our water. Doing everything that they can to block what they can't stop. The signs are everywhere if you look for them, y'all. They're everywhere. For the last 3 days solid. 11:11 every day. A lot of people will say, well, you just keep looking for that 11:11, and that's why you anticipate that 11:11. But it's not only 11:11. One 11, 2:22, 3:33, 4:44, 5:55. Over and over and over again, sequencing numbers. Another layer's coming off, y'all. Come on in here and say hi. Let's see who's decided to come in here and talk to me today. And let's talk about what's happening. What's happening, y'all? And you know, despite seeing those, let me turn this down a little bit. Seeing those those repeating numbers, and there's no mistaking it. And I have to say, y'all know that I've been going through some things. Definitely going through some fluctuations in my spirit, so to speak. And as you guys know, this has just been my spiritual journey. Actually, before I start talking, do you guys can you guys hear me? Okay. Just give me a 5. Just put the number 5 and let me know that you can hear me and see me okay, so I can still keep talking. If not, that means I'm talking by myself. Let's see who's in here so far. Oh, Lily's here. Hello, darling. We both say darling the same way. Hey, darling. And Lily, if you want to pop in, I put the link in there so you can jump on the panel if you want to. You don't have to show your avatar. You don't have to show your real earthly avatar right now. You can just put your little, what you call them things, the little avatar, a cartoon character, whatever you call that thing. Okay, hold on. Let me grab me something to drink. Hold on, I need my crystal. I need my argonite. Ooh, that energy. The energy is coming in, y'all. The energy is coming in. I am so excited. I'm excited, yet I'm drained. And everything else that goes in between it. Hold on. And I'm thirsty. Hold on. I don't know why I feel so anxious right now. I think I'm still excited from seeing what I saw. Breathe with me, y'all. And actually, this is what I was doing the other day. I was outside on the trampoline. Excuse me. Because I was feeling so down. Again, going to that spot again. Why am I here? What's going on? What is my purpose? Why do I keep running into the people that I keep running into? What are the lessons that I should be learning from these encounters? Is that just another distraction? Is that a lesson? In that mode. So I was feeling some kind of way. So I went out there with my argonites and my crystals. And I was going to go and do what's called breath work. And that's where you breathe a certain way. But this time I was going to go in and try and do the breath work of calling or using my breath to say the tetragrammaton. You know what I'm trying to say. The YHWH. Not Yahweh. Not Jehovah. But the voice, you can't really pronounce it. It's a sound that comes just with your breath. So what you do is the way the little bit of research I've done on it is you imagine that you're saying YH Yah. And you just do it with your breath. Try your best not to use your jaw, your tongue, or anything, and just use your breath to breathe. That sound. I don't know if it's a sound, it's a frequency, I guess. So that's what I was doing on the trampoline after doing this breath work. Let me just try and demonstrate it if I can real quick. And I had been doing that for about, I guess, about 5 minutes. And I just opened my eyes for some reason. And as soon as I opened my eyes, I saw in the clouds what immediately looked to me like a dove. It was a cloud, it was clear blue sky, and it was a cloud, but at the tip of the very top part of the cloud, it looked like a dove coming out of the cloud. And for some reason, it just struck me of a new beginning, if that makes sense. And then later on, as I guess as the clouds moved, it looked almost like a phoenix rising out of the clouds. And that's when I noticed. Now y'all gonna say, Mom, well, y'all know I'm crazy anyway, but I saw orbs. And there's a video that I posted. So go see it and tell me if you see what I see. But I had a couple of people respond and say, yeah, we see it. You know, somebody also mentioned that they saw the phoenix rising out of it too. But if you guys get a chance, go back and look, because at the bottom, let me go on on this, whatever side. It was on this side of the cloud. This side of the cloud at the top, where it looks like the dove coming out, and it almost looks like a phoenix rising. And then the clouds kind of get feathery there, right in this area. At the top here, I can see something solid there. And then at the bottom, I saw one orb on this lower section of the clouds, and then two more positioned up ahead. And I'm like, am I seeing what I'm seeing? So I kept very still to make sure something was definitely there. I sent it to Mr. MBB333, and hopefully he'll take a look at it, and hopefully he sees what I saw, and it was something. I know that it was something. I saw what I saw. So many signs. But there's also a lot of distractions. To keep us asleep, to keep the ones who haven't awakened asleep, and the ones of us who have awakened to hopefully lull us back to sleep or discourage us or whatever. Say, for instance, that movie that I just watched that was produced by, the Obamas. Leave the World Behind. Something just popped in my head just now. Leave the world behind. The possibility of us living really in a matrix, And if you guys go back and look at that movie, there's a lot of stuff about zombie crazy stuff happening and doom and gloom and horribleness. And is that stuff going to happen? I think so. But it's going to happen in the dimension that you lock into. And if you lock into that dimension, that's where you're going to stay. If you vibrate in that low vibrational field, could that be where they talk about left behind? Because there's a shift happening, and I know we all feel it. There is a shift happening. Are we going to go with the shift? Or are we going to be left behind? Do you want to be part of that world? It brings us back again to the whole manifestation thing. Manifesting the reality that we want. Remembering who and what we are. Then I was watching another video by Conjure Queen. She is an amazing young lady. Check her out, guys. But I watched her video regarding Anunnaki gods, and I don't know the exact name of it, but it has some Anunnaki gods in it. Go watch that video. But she was talking about bloodlines. And remember how I talked, one of my little rabbit hole things, one little thoughts that I had about these council of the gods, these Elohim, the 12 tribes, and the possibility of these 12 tribes being 12 different types of maybe humanoid type beings. Maybe, I don't know. But definitely different bloodlines, different peoples, all humanoid, but different peoples. And then too, we have the actual star beings. There's something to the different bloodlines, the different peoples, certain gods for people, for different gods for different peoples. There's something to that. And it's not about the religion stuff that we've been taught, mainly the folks here in this room, with Jesus and Jehovah and all of that stuff. Who's calling me? No, nobody. I'm still curious about that whole scenario and how I want to see how the puzzle pieces fit together. But irregardless, like I said before, irregardless of however it pans out, the thing that we need to focus on right now is remembering who we are. We are sovereign, free spirit beings. The shift is occurring. Now, I do think there is something to us. We need to, again, stay in that high vibrational field as far as our spiritual health. Try not to get down in those lower vibrational levels. and to take care of our physical vessels the best way that we can. Lately, I've been feeling the need to fast, to cleanse, to hydrate. We are electrical beings. I mean, we, in our physical form, our spiritual form is different than our, we are uniquely made. I hope they can fix, I hope in the next dimension we can just go ahead and fix what I got here, because I'd like to see it in its perfect state. Because I often talk about my meat suit. Oh, my meat suit saggy. My meat suit's wrinkled. So damn, I got a meat suit right now. And I'm in this meat suit and I'm participating, observing. I'm in the shift. We are in the shift, guys. Do you know what a momentous thing this is? What the forefathers etched in stone and tried to tell us was going to happen again. Now, is this going to happen again after us? I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe this was the test to see if we would wake up and not go back our eyes back to sleep. You think? This is an amazing time to be alive, to be able to experience this. At least that's what I think. That's how I feel. Anyway, let me pop in here. And I'm going to leave it on the volume on 11. Yeah. Oh, somebody's trying to pop in. See, I can't see that far, Lily, or whoever that is. Hang on. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, it is Lily. Okay. Add to stage. No, Lily. Uh-oh. Hold on. Wait, darling. Add to. And I think I just did. And I think I did.
Awesome.
Awesome. You can hear me, Lily?
Yep, I can hear you just fine.
Awesome. Awesome. Good. See, I didn't break it again. So how have you been feeling, girl, with all this energy, you know, and any of the stuff that I said?
Actually a little bit better the last little while. Like you, I and many excuse me, and many others. Um, it's like it's been an adjustment to be able to wrap our minds and then our emotions around with the unknown of the place we're in with regards all this matrix. And I've sometimes I've had to isolate like yourself. And am I able to be heard? Am I? You can hear me okay?
Yes, I hear you just fine.
Okay, and the people, yeah. Now I'm not able to see the comments.
Right. Yeah. So I'm gonna, and that's why I was trying to adjust my glasses to see if I can see here this way, that way. I think I'll have to take my glasses off to read the chats. But keep talking, Lily.
Am I able to read any comments or questions on my end so I can see people
I don't
as
know
well?
if you can or not. I don't know how to do that if you're just using your phone. Now, the only way I've been able to do it in the past is if you have your laptop up with it, then you can see, you know, from your phone to the laptop.
2 devices.
Yeah, two
Okay.
devices. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna see
Now,
what.
if anybody else is in the chat, and if you know how to do it, would you please give us a tip real quick of how to do that? Hi, Hearing by Hearing. Good to see you, darling. Nana Flower Power. Hi, sweetie. Sometimes Vegan is here. Can you guys hear Lily okay? Empath lady? Hi, Karen B. Karen B's here with us this morning, too. Awesome. And we have 11 in the chat right now. How about that?
Okay,
Awesome.
I think I don't know if, am I still on screen?
Yes, you still are. It looks like we have another person wanting to pop in. Let's see. Or is it you?
I just said, now,
Oh, that's you. Okay, that was
yeah.
you. Okay. I
So
got
it says chat with
it sent it
everyone
to
in this.
me. It sent that directly to me.
Okay.
Yeah,
So I think I'm chatting. It says chat with everyone in the studio. And I said hello to all. I don't know if that shows there.
Yeah. But
My
okay. You just want to make sure that everybody can hear you, Lily?
Yeah, that they can hear me, and if anybody had any questions or comments or thought processes themselves, I'm not able to, like normally when I'm not in the box here, me right there, I can read what other people write and then I can interact with them, like
Right, but
regular.
this way you can't. So
Yeah.
what I'll do, I'm sure they heard you, but I'll just in case you guys give me a number 5 to make sure that you can hear and see Lily or Empath Lady on the screen with me.
You can
Give
call
me
me
a 5
Lily,
for that,
that's fine.
please. And also, if you have any questions directly for Lily or any comments, share that in the chat so I can let her know as well. Okay. All right. And Nana Flower Power gives us a 5. She hears and sees you just fine, Lily. So you got the flow,
Okay.
girl.
Okay, cool. I'm an ex-Jehovah Witness like Monica. That's kind of how we know each other, to be sisters, so to speak.
Sisters.
Yep. But I left many years before Monica. Oh gosh, a lot of years, back in the mid 90s, but I was officially out in the year 2000. And I had been experiencing what a lot of regular people that would consider themselves spiritual, not religious, and back in the day, woo woo or new age. And so I had been experiencing a lot of the things that people waking up in the 2000s, I was starting to begin in the 80s and 90s while I was in the religion, but didn't know that was unusual. And so the ascension symptoms, the different awarenesses or the being red pilled, all these different things are things that many of us have been aware of a long time. And then you take someone who, Monica, your journey now is what, 5 years?
Actually, this is going on 8 now.
8. Gosh, I forget we've known each other that long. 8. And and so she did a lot of, and still does. Monica does a lot of really deep dives on things. And part of that is because we were not allowed to explore and try and find out what was outside of our little bubble that we lived in. And it's funny that nowadays, once I got out and once you got out, you were able to explore. I was able to explore. We were able to try and learn, that great word, truth. What is truth, right?
Exactly.
And it seems like the more you would look, the more, as you call them, rabbit holes, you'd go down and you'd find these rabbit holes. But then you start to realize, well, actually, they're not really rabbit holes or conspiracies. They're actually realities. And that's kind of nice, is because a lot of these things that I tried to say to people years ago, or I knew in my heart that people said, oh, that's just a conspiracy. That's not real. We realize that everybody sees those now. They see the Mandela effect. They see the concept of the positive things like being able to manifest, being able to put your intention someplace and have it happen. So all those beautiful, I call them phenomenon oriented, just what are actually really natural. Our natural state is to be in that state of manifesting.
Oh, we lost the signal. Lily, it looks like you popped off, darling. Just sign back on, Lily, because I don't hear you right now. Hi, Candy. Good to see you, darling. Good to see you. Yeah, she was just sharing just how both of us grew up in this faith, to where all the stuff I talk about, all about ETs and crystal healings and tarot cards and all of that stuff, here she's back in anyway. That was totally taboo, totally not allowed at all.
What happened?
I don't know. It just went poof. It's them people.
Yeah.
It's the
Don't
cabal.
tell. And that's the point. See, that's the point. What just happened is AI messing with us.
Exactly.
It's
That's the cabal and the cabal.
there you go.
That's
And
what I think it is.
it's censorship. And it's like they can't put Monica and I back in that bubble. Let me tell you, growing up in a cult religion, once you get out of the bubble and you're really emotionally out, it's very strange to see the outside world.
And she popped out again. I think she's having a signal problem anyway. But yeah, that's the way it was. That's definitely the way it was. That religion. Now that I look back at that again, when I was in the religion, it always felt icky to me. Here she's back again. It felt icky to me, when I was in the religion, and I knew why, because now looking back on it, we were in vomit, absolute disgusting vomit, and that's why I felt uncomfortable, because we were in vomit.
Yep.
You're back, Lily?
Yeah. So whenever people allow themselves to connect, I'm going to try and say this stuff because the connection, I think it's more, I think the cutting off will happen whenever I say certain things. And because Monica had noticed, correct me if I'm not accurate on this, that you had some videos disappear, censored, pulled.
Oh, yeah.
That basically you weren't talking about all these, words that you can't say without being marked.
Right.
You were talking about positive things and manifesting, and you were talking about things, and you got these videos pulled.
Yeah.
And you're not the only one. There's other couple of people that I watch your videos, and you couldn't find something wrong with these people. Mm-hmm. There's this one YouTuber. His name is Mark Bergerac. I believe that's how you say his name. He, I think, is in Spain, and he is an energy healer. He is just an amazing, positive. He talks about crystals all the time. He talks about healthy juices. He talks about those things. And he also talks about TRUTH, right?
Okay.
Y'all get that?
Yeah.
And I'm going to try and figure out, because I've noticed some YouTubers try and figure out what words they say
Yeah.
that get them
That trips
marked.
the little beep, beep.
Hmm.
He just said the
Okay,
word. Yeah.
right. Like I was watching Israel, what's his last name?
Jacob.
Ishmael. Oh,
Ishmael.
shoot. Yeah. What's that guy's name?
I don't know.
Ishmael, I think. You're the one who shared him with me. I was watching him and he was spelling an awful lot of words rather than
What
saying the
was it?
words.
Jacob? Jacob Israel?
Uh, no,
No.
Perez, something Perez.
Oh, you talking about Vidal?
Is that what is his name?
Is it? Oh, is it Vidal or was it? I don't know which one because I sent you several.
I'll find out. I'll find out and make sure. But he was talking about the same thing. This, I just can't think of a better human being than Mark Bergerac. Okay.
Yeah, Karen B's in the room and she says, "Is it Ismail Perez?"
Yeah, that's it. Thank you, darling.
Thank you, Karen B. And hey, Michelle Strand, welcome to the chat. Yay! Welcome to the crazy house. We ain't crazy for real though.
So, Mark Bergerac, if I know it's hard to find like what would be considered an absolutely beautiful, spirited human being who doesn't go through the same maybe emotions that our human side shows a lot more, our frustrations, our depressions, all of those things. Well, Mark Bergerac seems to be just a pretty together person, in my opinion. And so he's also a TRUTHER.
Okay.
And he would talk about that with his crystal crowd and with it and all of his people who follow him. And he started getting censored. But that didn't stop him. The fact that he was getting censored really ignited him more. And so going back 2, 3, 4 years, he was able to keep those videos up. But nowadays, not really. And he has found that even like you, Monica, videos that are just about goodness, some of them are just getting pulled for the heck of it.
Yeah.
Because they want us in the spirit of like in that Obama movie that you just mentioned. That one, that they want us to be creating that timeline for ourselves.
Yes, indeed.
And so those kind of things are acceptable. Anything dark, gloomy, negative, anything to exact that lowering of our vibration level, that's fine. That's all acceptable. The more worse it is, or the more aware we become of the worse it is, somehow or another, that's okay. But the fact that instead of wanting to be continuously reminding ourselves of all the crap they're doing to us and putting us through and the pathways they're taking us down, the need to not let ourselves fall into those traps and create the other timeline is imperative.
Yes.
It is truly imperative that we do more than just raise our vibration. Catch the connections to what happens when we watch that video about that homeless person that was a regular working person, but, and then they're seen Um, it's like devastating situation after devastating situation.
Mhm.
And then when a person speaks up, that person getting arrested. I mean, and the completely two-sided justice or injustice system that we live in.
Yes.
All of these things are completely what they need to lower all of the people. The more people that lower their vibration, the more people that it's not that we don't believe that it's not happening. We see it, we know it. You know, the guy who spoke up at a school board meeting and he gets a knock on the door and he gets arrested
Bingo.
for hate speech. What did he do? Well, let's see, he was a pastor and he, protested against allowing pornography to be taught in the classrooms. I mean, stupid stuff.
Yeah.
What used to be considered stupid stuff. It is now completely the norm that they want us to be in fear of, worried about it's going to happen to us.
Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Yeah. Did you see the
Yep.
White House Christmas thing?
Wasn't it delightful?
Oh,
Yep. Yep.
oh my goodness. Yeah.
And putting the Baphomet openly, the Baphomet, you know what that is, right?
Oh yeah. Hmm.
The God of SAT,
Yes.
alien.
Yes. This one. Yeah, that
Yeah,
one.
the horn dude,
The horn dude. Up, below, and up and below. That.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Billy Goat.
Yeah,
Well,
the dude with boobs.
right, right. Display they, them, their.
Yeah.
Displaying that openly, publicly, proudly at their ceremonies, at their
If you think about it, Lily, that statue that you're just describing, isn't there a child at the feet or two children?
yes, there is. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And
Mhm.
this whole thing with the whole trans
Yep.
reading
Yep.
stories to the
Yep.
little children,
Right.
there's something to that for sure.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
And these ceremonies, like the opening ceremony of Olympics, where they're running around dressed for the 2-year thing that we just went through.
Mhm.
Y'all know what that is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll call it the 2-year thing.
Mhm. Okay, I
Okay.
like that. They've
Yeah.
already demonetized my channel too. I told you.
Uh,
Yeah, demonetized, and they've taken. I've counted the last. I think it's like 11.
11 now. Yeah.
11 videos they've taken down and demonetized me.
Yeah. So, I mean, and Monica is such a difficult person. Yeah, she's what? She's putting herself in that same category as Mark Bergerac, talking about goodness, but being willing to speak about the things that we are experiencing as realities that they want us to focus more on.
Mhm.
And the fact that we have to freaking talk in code.
Really, and we have freedom of speech. This is freedom of speech.
Right,
Yeah.
right. No, we are in Nazi regime. We are in the time where all those things that we used to be able to do when it came to waking up, they can't stop that momentum anymore. And so they're having to come up with inventive ways to stop other people from waking up. And it's very hard. I know how it's been for you, and I know how it's been very similar for me, that these ugly, ugly times, okay, what is happening with these ugly times is enough to bring the ones that they really want to bring down and slow us down, like yourself, to be able to cope with this. And that's why when he said, "How are you doing?" I'm doing a little bit better, because when you are able to see it happening and wrap your brain around it, and you try and tell others about it, and they're still in Kardashian land, or they're still like not really, it's cognitive dissonance is what it's called, you know, they're not letting themselves feel it. They may see it, but they're going to close their eyes.
Yep, until that the dam breaks and it's like it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
Yeah.
Your neighbor gets arrested for standing up for wholesomeness.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, and while we were talking about this movie, if you happen to watch that movie and put in there points that you picked up on, that put that in the chat too, to see if anything that you guys picked up on that we didn't pick up on, because there's a couple of more things I want to share that I picked up in this movie. I think what they're doing is I know that's what they're doing. This whole, if it's the Galactic Federation, the Cabal, the Cabads, the AI, mega brain, whatever is happening, there's something that causes them to tell us the truth, or the truth is there. And it's up for us to decipher it. But we're presented with the truth, but there's a lie there too. And we have to figure it out.
Yeah.
So,
well, the lie is that collective consciousness, the power of prayer, is how some people might understand it quickly. It's the combined energy of our thoughts. We don't even have to say it. Of our collective conscious thoughts being able to go up, you know, into the ethers, as it were, and hopefully go past the firmament or whatever that dome is.
blue ice.
Yeah, the blue ice. That's right. To be able to put our intention, and when you do that, and it's you're connecting. You're connecting with the energy of source, the energy of the power that is, like, you know, the lifeline, and you get that lifeline and you're able to connect to it. Mm-hmm. You can feel this energy as being very grounded and still, so you know you're doing it. And then that energy somehow or another builds in vibrational intensity, so that, you know, something miraculous will happen. And and that's how, it's kind of like how the stock market works. They make the changes and the things happen, the rise and the falls happen by people focusing on it and then making a change. And so our intention thoughts, our vibrational thoughts, are so powerful and scary to them, they don't want us to create that energy, because they were, you know, they knew that people were waking up. And so it really started to create a scary, dangerous vibration to them, because they want to keep us in all of these mysteries and these unknowns, and trying to figure it all out, and scurrying about, and what is it this, and we just let go of all of that and know that um, know that we're here in this body until we're not. And the only thing we know for sure is that death, and whatever death is a question, occurs. And so, how we're living in this body and the experiences that we're experiencing, it's like they've worked so hard for so many thousands of years to keep us in a type of experiences they want us to have, so that that became all of our realities.
Yeah.
And it seems that we must have struck a chord with this waking up thing a few years back.
Yes.
And so now they want us to focus on their timeline.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to do it.
Nope. Nope. We got to
We're
keep
not.
to the metal. Another thing that I noticed in this movie is the lack of humanity toward each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and
Even with the
Candy brought that out here. She says that's, I think she's bringing something in the movie, Candy. She says that's like the person that almost got arrested for napping in their car on their lunchtime because the police thought he was homeless.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and then what brings to my mind that too is the scene where this Hispanic woman flagged the guy down. It was like, help me, help me, help me. Something was terribly wrong, and he
Yeah.
he wanted to help her, but ultimately he's like, I gotta go, bye.
He was cracking up.
Yeah,
He was cracking up, and he was in shock, and she was in shock. But whatever she had just experienced that she couldn't put into language that they both could communicate, neither of them was able to stay calm to do like sign language, like go over here, like my son's under a car or whatever it is that was wrong.
Right. Yeah.
And so, yeah, that movie, there's another video that people could go and check out that I watched half of it, or maybe a quarter of it yesterday, on the Inspired channel, which most people know that. The Inspired channel is Gene Nolan is his name. And he has a guy that he made contact with a few years ago. He's a filmmaker. His name is Frank Jacobs. And Frank Jacobs, he is very well aware of all of this stuff and has even made kind of like a few films here and there. But he started discovering different connections that you can tell he's got his pulse on what's going on. Mm-hmm. And so anytime I can watch Frank Jacobs, I like to do that. And so they were talking, Frank had deep dived on that movie. And he was sharing all this information with us, the listeners, as well as his friend, Gene Nolan, and sharing all these symbolisms and like everyone should watch that so you understand how complex all of these little things that they are putting out there, even to the way that the painting was changing in the background.
Yes.
The way Did you watch any of him?
Yes, I know what you're talking about because I saw it in the movie, but I you could see it as you're watching it, but I couldn't place it. But when I think I watched what you're talking about. It showed how the big ocean scene, the big picture in the bedroom against the wall. The waters are relatively calm, but as the movie progresses, the water starts getting turbulent and more dark. They're telling us that something is coming.
And they also now they did remark a little bit about the prepper. Kevin Bacon played the prepper. Now,
Yes.
generally, what was happening when talking about people who are preppers is that they were generally people that wanted to be prepared and were good people and to be able to um,
Provide for their families.
take away some of the fear by being
Yes.
prepared. And so instead of allowing the prepper to be a good guy, they turned him into a bad guy.
Yeah.
I thought that was like, wow,
Yeah.
you know? And, you know, the kid who had severe radiation poisoning, he needed some tablets, some
Yeah.
radiation tablets. And I would bet that a prepper has a real prepper for that type of scenario has a lot of tablets. Okay.
Yeah. And I looked up what those little blue pills were. I said, what is those little blue pills that he's giving him? And it's for radiation poisoning. Iodine.
Yeah, iodine.
Yeah. Keep
And
talking. I got to grab my charger.
okay, that reminds me, I should look. And so they don't want preppers to be looked at as or be people who are human. They want them to lose their humanity and their all the selfish, yes, and all the selfish nature of those people to be what people think about by being a prepper. So that way you don't want anybody to prep. You want them to still be in more fear.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I just get where I don't even want to focus on any of these videos anymore. Where I don't want to see one more school board meeting. I don't want to see one more door broken down because they're being suggested that they're I'm trying to think about what words not to say.
Mm-hmm.
A J6 person, if that makes sense.
Yes. Oh, I know.
With,
Yep. There's a lot
whenever
coming out on that too.
where the
There's
video
so much
actually
unfolding.
shows, yes, and the video actually for a long time now when TC, he's all tuckered out.
Yep.
Yeah, I think tuckered out. He got a hold of that video while he was still on that cute little animal, the FOX animal.
Yep.
That's how he got kicked off.
Yes.
Is he wanted to show the TRUTH.
Yes.
He did.
If you get close to it,
Yep.
cut it off.
Yep. And the stuff that any person with any cognitiveness left inside of them and humanity left inside of them knows that there's a lot of wrong happening against good people or undeserving people. And they're doing their best to make some examples, I think, to make everybody else fall in line. Heaven forbid you tell the truth. You'll be demonetized. Like Monica is. What are some of the comments saying, Monica?
Let's see. Let me go through here.
And I'm going to walk
Candy
my
says,
phone.
can you turn your, she says, she can. They said you're coming in loud and clear, but I'm muffled. So let me try and turn my volume up. Candy, let me know if that's better. Let me go through here. I think I missed some. Okay. Karen. Okay, I hope that my sound is better now, Candy. I said, who was that? Seasoned finger food. Hey, I missed you. Welcome. BJ Love says, there's a famine coming. Stock up on your water. Yeah. Yeah, BJ Love. How long we been hollering that? At least how long I've been on YouTube.
Well, and here's the thing. It'd be great if everybody could have, all of the additional supplies that would help. If they get their way, how long would those additional supplies actually go for,
Right.
last? And they have made sure that pretty much most people don't have any extra pennies to buy much of any extra.
Yeah. Who I
So,
don't know. I personally don't know anyone that has been able to dig an underground bunker like that little girl found. And actually, maybe that's probably that would be the perfect scenario. When everything goes to hell, then we'll go find a bunker. We'll meet there.
yeah, I mean, that was quite the place. It really was.
Yeah.
But I think that was the point, is to make it, show the gazillions of thousands of dollars that somebody was able to invest, but yet they weren't there, were they?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That
Yeah.
they weren't
Actually,
there.
there's some other parts of the film. I actually took still shots, got my phone, because there was a map above the young girl's bed,
Hmm.
and it was the United States, and it was in red and blue, I think, but it was upside down. So
Yeah,
I'm thinking the big CWAR. Yeah. And then there was a lot of innuendos about that, the whole black white thing, the class thing.
mhm,
This is your house? Wait, your house?
right.
It must be the handyman and the maid.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
You
no,
know,
they worked really hard to do all of that,
yeah,
and
they wanted to make it very, very clear.
yeah, so we got it. We
Yeah.
they did a good job. We got it,
Uh-huh.
but the thing is, um, I didn't run out and buy any extra supplies that
Uh-huh.
day.
Uh-uh. Nope. Nope. I didn't either. I mean, I have some, but I'm not to where I'm like, oh, we got to hurry up and do it. No,
Yeah,
no, you know, no. Another
and
thing significant too about numbers and the whole racial thing too is notice the numbers on the ship that came aground. I think it was
yeah,
1619.
hmm,
There's a lot of significance to the slave trade and the indigenous people of the land. There's
yeah,
a lot of that in there too.
yep. And I want to go back to, okay, so we recognize all this. So it's like we we just don't need to be convinced anymore.
Mm-mm.
It's like, how much more proof do people need in order to decide who they're going to be? Because my understanding of what really matters is who we are in our core, in our heart, in our mind, and what we know we're going to be or not be, as in the case of that movie.
Yeah. And the two things that really stick out to me, the two positive things that I
Hmm.
could pull out of that movie was at the there's a young woman, the young African American. I don't even want to say African American. I just want to say that the young woman, she had the
Hmm.
number 96 on her shoulder. And I saw it in several frames. They made sure that we saw the 96 on her shoulder. And I looked up the number 96, an angel number, and that means new beginnings.
Hmm.
A wonderfulness is coming. And then the second thing that I picked up is that little girl at the end watching the last episode of Friends. Remember,
Right.
she put herself in her own reality. She was there.
Yep.
And she says, I love them.
Yep.
I love them. And they're make believe, but she met in her mind. It was like she felt it. And that brings us again to our chakra systems.
It,
She
it
felt
gave her
that.
Comfort.
Exactly.
It
But
gave
not
her
only
comfort
not
and
only comfort, but I'm
distraction.
thinking not only comfort, Lily, but I'm also thinking just the what do you call it? Just her being in that field, that energy field. She's not in that negative lower vibration. She's in that
Yeah.
heart field.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The heart field that Hollywood created by creating such a great series as Friends. They
Yes.
they they knew that Friends was the little escape. That's why people liked them, because they could relate to them, and yet there was a certain um, place that we could go when we'd sit and we'd watch the show. We forget
Mhm.
about all the other stuff going on. So, um, what are some of the other comments that people have made?
Yeah. And I don't think there's anybody else. Does anybody else? Did you guys pick up anything else in the movie that Lily and I haven't mentioned that you perhaps picked up that you thought was significant? Yeah, and like Lily said, there's even more stuff, negative stuff that I
Yeah,
picked up
lots of negative.
of letting us know something bad's coming, something bad's coming. But those are the only two things that I could pick up that were positive.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of positive.
Hmm.
And of course, that was on purpose. And that's what I'm trying to say is when we can recognize that all this stuff is on purpose and it is designed to confuse us, and and what really matters is our heart condition, what we want to put out, and also whether or not, if we're going to let them succeed and just keeping us into the timeline they want.
Right. Right.
And, you know, when people get in these, I'll call them loops, or these like circles, these little rabbit hole circles where we keep searching and searching to try and find, like, well, is that what it is that where it goes, and trying to find it. It's like,
Like me.
well, we've I've done it, others have done it, we're all still doing it. We want to know what is, but there's too many what is that are going on out there, um, of alternatives that you see. It feels like all of it is on purpose, even that level, to not actually know, you
Yeah.
know? Okay, so
And what if
if
the rabbit holes are endless?
they are endless, because
Endless.
they're just, slamming us with more of them. I mean, one of the uh, latest ones, it's not really latest, it's been around for a long time. Is there a dome? Can we get beyond the firmament? That term, the firmament. Are we really like, forget about whether it's flat or round, it's irrelevant. It's just that, are we contained in a small area that there's other peoples and races and communities outside of the wall of ice that ends with Antarctica,
I
that
just got
wall
to
of
note
ice
this.
there.
It's 1:11 and there's 11 in the room right now. That was so freaking weird. Wow.
Eh, the movies back in the 60s, 50s, 60s that had to do with Shangri-La, you know, the explorers going into the mountains and coming out on the other side of where these peaceful people would be living with tropical abundance and peacefulness. It's like that Eden, right?
Mhm.
That beautiful place. It's like they're trying to say, okay, these places exist, you know, but you're not in it. You can be in a tropical setting, but we'll make sure that your lives are hell and there's
Yeah.
not
Mhm.
um, peace, real peace, because that's what people want. Is basically is,
Yes.
and it
You just
seems
want who wants to wake up and go to a job that they really don't want. In the perfect life, you should be able to have a home, have
mhm.
some place to sleep. I mean, we're the only species that have to buy our house, you know?
And that's actually highway robbery.
Yeah, it's crazy. We have to
Yeah,
buy the water that we drink.
yeah,
It makes it's so crazy.
all of it.
And we are participating in this.
And
Actively
and so we
participating.
learn it. So we
Yes.
learn it, we know it, we know it's reality. We can tell ourselves, we see it, we experience it, we can tell our neighbors, we can tell our friends. And I don't think that there's a whole lot of people saying that these things aren't genuine. It used to
Hmm.
be, oh, you're crazy. You don't know what you're talking about. You know, the
Yeah.
water is healthy. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Forget
Yep.
about all those PFAS and all those other things that are in the water, you know,
Yeah.
or there's nothing to see in Ohio, right?
Not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we know it. Now what do we
Uh,
do with it?
say it again.
That's I said we know it. So now the point is, what do we do with it? What do
Um.
we do with this information?
Well. Well, one thing is what we're doing now. Just share share the information with others. You know that we you're not alone. We understand and understand what's happening, but at the same time, because we understand the whole thing about staying in that higher vibrational level, do everything that we can to take care of our bodies the best the way we can. and
And
and that's physically stuff that we put in our body, that we rub on our bodies, what we expose ourselves to, what we listen to.
that's the key.
Yes.
The that's the part where I think that more people need to focus on now is okay, we got the education and you know this latest movie has proven we get your message loud and clear.
Yeah.
We got it, okay?
Uh-huh.
And you guys are really clever. And
Hmm.
so now, in my opinion, I need to focus more on somehow or another not letting myself fall into those rabbit hole searches
Right.
or those frustrating, emotionally depleting moments because of the ugliness that they're force feeding us. And instead, the being able to share feel good information, feel good, you know, thoughts, happiness. Um, you know, if anybody who has like a television show like Netflix or anything like that, um, it's like how many good shows like really are there? So few. Everything is so you know, it catches your. I'm a crime drama. I'm a um, true crime type person, right?
Hmm.
But how many of those can you watch and not feel like that's all your mind is focusing on. And that's the hard part, is being able to now focus on those good moments and those good feelings. And that's what I think people need to do more of. Get ourselves on the right timeline in our hearts, in our actions, our thoughts, our words. And it's very hard because we're not always around everyone in our life that is able to be in that same focus.
Right.
And it becomes difficult.
Yeah. Yes. I get that one for sure. So it's that's some excellent advice, Lily. Appreciate that so much.
And so that's why I think that people like yourself, who you have created as much peaceful beauty within your environment that you can, and still living in a difficult, emotionally placed environment. You know, you mentioned at the beginning of the video, and I don't know how in the world, but I just happened to turn on my YouTube thing and saw your name and clicked on it. And I was like, oh my God, she's actually beginning live. And so I was able to catch it.
Oh, wonderful. It was
Yeah,
meant to be.
yeah, it's like I don't notifications don't ever seem to happen, and if they do, I don't necessarily notice them. But to be able to not jump in 3/4 of the way in,
And actually, I was calling you, Lily.
I,
Literally.
I got your message because
I so hope Lily is watching.
I got your mental message because
See, it works, y'all.
yeah, it does. Oh no, it does. It absolutely does. I've had a lot of life of positive intention and thought and miracles and different things that have happened, that it's like used to be my story, where those were the things that I always thought about. And then it started for me, having a hard time focusing on that. It was after TRUMP, Mr. Yellow, Mr. Red Hair, whatever people can think of that they know him by. Whenever, what do you call him?
You want some Cheetos?
Whenever he got elected, and he was trying, it seemed, to expose and make it better, like a good businessman would. And they don't want it better. And
no, you're not following the program, pal.
No. And he did away so efficiently with certain things, despite not knowing how to, in my opinion, always read people, and putting people around him that were completely against him. But yet he found a way to show enough of us government doesn't have to be all bad. And if they're left with good people to actually try and not have the wars and not have the starving and not have, maybe we can have a little bit of something where we're not thinking about all the negative every day. And that wasn't good enough. They had to grind it. And some people would say, oh, well, they're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose to show people how bad, it will be if you don't wake up. And then even that got hard for me and tiresome. I'm like, well, what is it going to take to wake people up? You know, if you can't get, and I'm going to try and say this and hopefully it won't kick me out. If you can't have where people realize there's something inappropriate for children or teenagers, anybody not of a legal age, viewing male or female trying to parade around in sexually clad clothing, striptease dancing or whatever it is at a library or at any place in front of children. If you want to be that person as an adult, go to a drag show, go to a cross-dressing show, or cross-dress yourself, or whatever it is. That's fine. Mm-hmm. But to shove it in the face of who all they want to shove it in the face of.
Yeah. What is the purpose? What is your purpose for that?
Yeah. Exactly. And I have enough people in my life that I know that have been cross-dressers, and they're, sign painter by day and a cross-dresser, by night. But they don't go around shoving their thoughts or their beliefs or their fantasy or fun down anyone's throat.
Exactly. And even if they wanted to go and read stories to children dressed appropriately.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
Wear sexually provocative clothing you would normally go to a strip show. Why would you wear that to go read Mary Had a Little Lamb to children? It
exactly.
makes no sense.
No. It's like, and so that shows the level of the place that they want our minds and our children's minds to be in.
Yes.
I mean,
and even talking about it, we're having this debate. And that was another part of the movie too. Remember that? When she went, the black man might go in the room and get their daughter. And her husband says, so you're going to try and diddle the boy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's come on, people.
Yeah, indeed. We can talk forever on this. Lily, thank you so much for popping in. Do you have did you want to share anything else with us before we get off?
I'm just grateful that you are who you are, and you're someone who has impacted my life in a positive way, despite the fact that I know that, you and I sometimes mirror each other in being tired of going through all of this sludge. And, I've been at it for a long time, and, I got where I wasn't able to really hardly do readings, psychic readings for people anymore, because what I would see, they didn't want to know and they didn't want to hear. And that was, you need to get right within yourself. You need to get right within your heart and start worrying about that old, crazy man over there. You need to be getting more focused on being aware of what's going on so we can prepare ourselves. Mm-hmm. And so the people that are going to choose not to be aware, well, so be it, and we can only be right with ourselves. And that's the message that I would want people to know, is that's what you focus on. Don't worry about, educating everyone or helping everyone, because there's enough out there that's done that. And, it'd be great it'd be great to know certain things are actually real, like as they call it, disclosure. And
Mhm.
and disclosure doesn't mean just, alien being disclosure. We already know that. You know,
Right.
it's I heard a man say, which you and I both know him, Corey Good,
Yes.
and that is people talk about they want, to know factual. They know within their hearts, maybe they're an abductee, maybe they're, someone who has actually seen that ship land in their backyard. Okay. They know that, but they want to be able to have it so their mother and their father and their crazy aunt don't think that they're nuts because they said they saw it or experienced it. And so this disclosure is been trying to happen, but Corey pointed out one of the reasons it's not happening is because it's not pretty.
Oh yeah.
And what's not pretty is that governments around the world have known and been participating for more years than you and I
Yes.
know for sure. And
Yes.
they have been allowing whatever to take place. That's,
And they're afraid.
and they're
They're
afraid
afraid of
that,
the reaction.
yep, that will go and will hang them from the nearest tree.
Well,
Yeah. And
yeah.
so, it's like, okay, so, you chose to do that. And some of those people are long gone, like Eisenhower. He was one of the ones. And um,
Lizzie.
yeah, yeah. But whenever we get more proof that everyone can see easily and not deny it, that's the day that I'm holding on for,
Mhm.
is that day whenever whatever, whether it be a spiritual type or a truther type or just a regular type that knows that something's being, wronged against mankind, humanity, that there's proof there. Jeff, I'm on the video. So
That's okay.
whenever they have people be able to see that on a regular basis, that's going to be the thing I'm hoping for.
Yeah. Yeah.
Truth that everyone can see.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, darling. Thanks so much for joining me, Lily. I really appreciate you, my love.
Thank you, dear. And I'm going to try and figure out, it'd be nice to figure out where I can read people's comments. And then, I can maybe,
Okay. After it's done and over with, I mean, it's once the video uploads, it is going to take for a while. It's going to take at least, I want to say, a couple of hours before you'll see the text, and then you'll be able to read it after that. But once it
okay,
uploads,
the
you
live
won't be able
chat,
to
you
read
mean?
it. You won't be able to read it until a couple of hours later.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
thank you,
unless you
Monica.
just. All right. Thank you for joining me, Lily. I appreciate you.
All right.
Bye, girl.
Bye.
Yeah, and let me. Hi, Kimberly. Thank you so much for joining me, darling. I appreciate you. And if there's anybody I missed in the chat, I'm sorry I missed you. Thank you so much for joining me. The video titled today was 1111 about, and that's a divine number. So the energy, I feel it coming through. I know you guys all feel it through. Um, again, stay in that high love vibration. If you watch that movie, Yes, they're telling us what they're going to do. But the message for me, the big one, is that number 96 on her shoulder. And coupled with that, we're in the age of Aquarius. All this information is coming out. And we're going into the golden age. Whether that means the new world, the new system, the new world order. And that sounds crazy too. I just watched a video by Bedell. I need to put that on here. Really, I need to put that on here. You guys, I really want y'all to watch that. The way he breaks it down about the sun's energy and sigils and all kinds of stuff. If anybody's in the chat right now, if there's anybody in the chat right now, can you look up Bedell's last video, the one that's dealing with the sun energy? I wish I could do it from here, but it's on my phone. If you could find that and stick it in there, that would be in the chat. That would be great. If not, I'll put it on there later. That's the last couple that Bedell did. One about the last couple he did. I can't think of the names of them, but it's dealing with sigils and the sun and all of that, and Conjure Queen too. The one that she just did regarding the Anunnaki and the bloodlines. I think that's a lot of information. So check on that. Check those out, okay? Anyway, let's see. Let me get off of here. I need to go into town and get some supplies. Hi, Cheryl. Good to see you, darling. Kimberly. Let's see. Oh, you like my crystals? Your favorite is the amethyst? Yeah, I have a lot. That's my favorite ones, or the amethyst too. I got to show you those. Before I get off here, I'm gonna take you on a little tour of my crystals before I get up from here. I think I can unplug this now. Yeah, I can unplug this now. Nope, my battery said you fixing to die, but I'm gonna get up anyway. Let's see. You just got here. Fill me in on the movie. The movie, Cheryl. I'm not gonna talk about that movie all over again, girl. I'm tired. I gotta go to the store. But the movie we're talking about is Leave the World Behind. And this movie was produced by the Obamas, which I think is really, yeah, there's a lot of stuff to that too. But that's the movie we were discussing, and all the different signals, and pay attention to the numbers, pay attention to the paintings on the wall, pay attention to the little details that you wouldn't think about. Yeah, there's a lot there. But the two biggest ones, the two positive ones, because you're going to find a lot of negative ones in there, Cheryl. But the positive ones that I was able to find, look up the number 96. Look up the number 96. I'll just leave that one for you. That was one of the biggest things I gleaned from the movie. But anyway, okay. Good to see you too. That's your birthstone? Yeah, it's actually one of my favorites. My birthstone is actually the ruby, because I'm a Cancer. I'm a Cancer. My favorite is that's my birthstone, is the ruby. Oh, let me get up. My bones hurt, y'all. Let's see if I can turn this thing around. But my favorite, and then that's the stone that I have most of, I think. Let's see, how do I turn this thing around? Cam, and then no, I turned the camera off. I need to go to more. And nope, that's the wrong thing too. I'll get it right in a minute. Hold on. Let's see which one. Mike, guest, more. I think I'm supposed to do. Okay, cancel settings. There we go. Settings, camera. There we go. I got it. Okay, we're going to turn the camera the other way. Hold on. Okay, front, back camera. There we go. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Did it work? Back camera. Okay, I can't really see it. Okay, let me just kind of pan up here. This is my little shelf. These are my gifts from Sacagawea. Hold on. I wish I could see good with this camera thing. Hold on. How do I do this? Close this. There we go. Now I can see better now. I couldn't see before. Let me back up a little bit. This is one of my favorite pieces. Everything up here has significance. This is a beautiful piece that came from a dear, dear friend, and I just love it. I've had this crystal for about 40 years. And these are just my little geodes. I think that's all the amethysts I have on this side. Yeah. Oh, this is, got to show you this one. You ready for this? Your heart's going to stop, Cheryl. Girl, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Look at that. That came from another amazing, beautiful starseed sister. All right, guys. Let me see if I can turn this around. How to do that? I got to go more. Settings. Camera. I'm getting better at this. Come on, come on. Okay, front camera. I did it. I did it. I did it. All right, guys. Anyway, thank you for joining me. And let me show you my last crystal, Cheryl. This is another one that I have. I keep this one right here. Hold on. Hold on. Can you see that one? Hold on. It's hard for me to do that. Get back over. Okay. Hold on. Let me just do it like this. Hold on. This is bad. I can't do this whole camera thing. There we go. Isn't that beautiful? This is a rare, forget the name of it. Some type of healing golden healing crystal. Goodness gracious. Anyway, y'all saw it. Anyway, guys, thank you for popping in. And again, stay in that high love vibration. No fear. No fear. We have nothing to fear. Okay? Till next time, guys, y'all just manifest, manifest, manifest beautifulness. Okay? Keep your vibrations high. And I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, my babies.